Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. I got a good one for you. We have a 58-year-old single woman that's never been married, never had any kids. She was picky in her adolescent years, but now she's really hoping she finds somebody. Shout out to the Asian Conjurum.
At 58, Xiaosui, who never married, goes on blind dates, but faces instant rejection. At 58 years old, Xiaosui had never been married. Hoping to finally find a life partner, she decided to give matchmaking a try. However, she never expected that her first date would take just one look at her and immediately lose interest, dismissing her as too old and having too dark skin. Sensing the man's dissatisfaction, Xiaosui quickly tried to highlight her strengths. She had never been in a relationship, never married, and never had children, thinking this would be seen as a positive. But to her disappointment, the man remained unmoved. Realizing he wasn't interested, she asked the matchmaker to arrange another date.
Wow, he won't even make eye contact with her. That's messed up. Even though she did miss the cute train. I mean, we all can't look good, but I mean, at that age, I mean, how many almost 60-year-old women still look good? There's still some, but there's not a whole bunch.
Unfortunately, the second man had the same reaction. The moment he saw Xiaosui, he turned to the matchmaker and asked to end the date.
Damn.
By this point, Xiaosui fully understood neither man had any interest in her. A deep regret washed over her. In her younger years, she had been the one rejecting others. But now, as she aged, she found herself being the one rejected. Despite being 58, Xiaosui had an impressive career. She worked for a state-owned enterprise, earning a stable monthly salary of 8,000 yuan.
Yeah. She has her great career, but comes home to nothing. So really the career made you feel good when you were young, but as you aged, you realized this job really don't mean shit. It was just for security to get by. When if you would have had a man, you would have had it all, or at least you would have felt like you would have. But you chose to be selfish and just only care about your career. And mind you, half of the people you work with probably didn't give a shit about you. And look at you now.
She owned her own home and car, and her financial situation was solid. However, when she was younger, she had high standards for a partner. She believed that only a high-quality man deserved her, and
Only.
refused to settle for anyone she considered low quality. She insisted on finding a tall, wealthy, and handsome man, even if it meant staying single. But as the years went by, loneliness crept in. Realizing she no longer wanted to be alone, she finally lowered her expectations and signed up for a matchmaking service. The matchmaker, considering Xiaosui's financial stability, introduced her to 62-year-old Chen Tong, a retired art teacher. Chen had been through a failed marriage, and tragically, his only son had passed away due to illness. The matchmaker believed they were a great match and arranged for them to meet. The next day, the matchmaker brought Chen to Xiaosui's home. The moment she saw him, Xiaosui was pleasantly surprised. She instantly felt a good impression of him. She thought the feeling might be mutual. But to her shock, Chen later pulled the matchmaker aside and whispered that he wanted to leave. He wasn't interested in Xiaosui. And just like that, her first matchmaking attempt ended in failure. Seeing Xiaosui's disappointment, the matchmaker introduced her to 58-year-old Zhang Lu the next day. This time, they visited Zhang Lu's home. Xiaosui was immediately drawn to Zhang. He looked younger than his age, and his home was tidy and well-kept. She quickly developed a liking for him and was hopeful about their conversation. However, Zhang also secretly confided in the matchmaker, saying he wasn't satisfied with Xiaosui. The matchmaker tried to...
At that age, you better look good if you putting yourself on the market. If you serious. I mean, okay, let's back this up. Let's not judge. Let's ask, what have you been doing all this time? Because as the woman is older, that means she's experienced and seen more side trauma. That means the older you are, the more baggage you have to carry. All the times you done been rided, trains ran on you, all that stuff, that all fucks with your psyche as you get older. So it wasn't you just got tired of partying and living it up. You got bored, you realized That wasn't the life you wanted. You don't have much time left. Yada 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 yada. You get it.
Persuade him, reminding him that at their age, looks shouldn't be the priority. Xiaoshui had many great qualities worth getting to know. Zhang hesitated for a moment and decided to stay and chat a little longer. Encouraged, Xiaoshui eagerly introduced herself and once again emphasized that she had never been married. But the more Zhang looked at her, the less interested he became.
Whoa.
He felt she was simply too old and not attractive enough.
Elmer Fudd. This is Elmer Fudd's lost Chinese brother. If you don't know who Elmer Fudd is, you're obviously too young for this video. But damn. I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, in my opinion, I probably would have said the same thing. I mean, there's no nice way to say that, but it is what it is, right? I mean, I ain't the best looking dude, but I look good enough to attract an attractive woman. Yeah.
For his taste. Eventually, he ended the date. Though disappointed, Xiaoshui had no choice but to accept reality. And so, both of her matchmaking attempts ended in failure.
我是一个33岁的大龄剩女。
Advice for women aged 20 to 30: don't be so quick to break up. As a 33-year-old woman who has been through it all, I
Oh.
want to share some advice with younger women, especially those between 20 and 30. If your boyfriend is under 25 and treats you well, don't be so quick to break up over small things. Men under 25 are still capable of deep, genuine love. If you two get along well, cherish the relationship. Now, if your boyfriend is under 25 and doesn't have much money, don't keep comparing him to others. A man who is rich, good-looking, and considerate all at once. That's a rare combination. Be honest, if he were wealthy on top of everything else, would he even still be available? Don't let social media fool you. Just because other girls are posting about their boyfriends sending expensive gifts and red envelopes on holidays doesn't mean your relationship is lacking. If your boyfriend truly loves you, that's what matters most. What many young women don't realize is this: after 25, men start thinking more strategically about relationships. By the time they hit 30, it's even more about calculations and trade-offs. If a guy in his 30s has decent money and is generous,
之所以能有80万的剩女啊，就是因为他们把男生的顶配条件当成最低标准。
The reason Wuhan has 800,000 single women is simple. Too many of them treat a man's top-tier qualities as their minimum standard. Trust me, as an experienced matchmaker, I see this every day.
Have you noticed that all the, well, I wouldn't say all, but most of the matchmakers that you've seen in these videos are usually attractive? They're usually more attractive than the woman that they're trying to help out.
Out of all the matchmaking profiles I receive, 9 out of 10 are from women, almost all over 30. And no matter their own situation, their requirements for men are nearly identical. Must own a house and a car, must have a high income, at least 300,000 yuan per year, must be at least 5'9" tall, and if you dare to suggest their expectations are too high,
Shit, in America, it's taller than that. You gotta be 7 feet tall.
they'll immediately fire back. If he doesn't have a house, where would we live? If he doesn't have a car, how would we get around? If he doesn't earn a high salary, how could he support me?
See, the thing is, when you live in places, large hubs like, let's say, Hong Kong, New York, a world-class city, Tokyo, somewhere real big where you have a great transit system. You could take the subway almost anywhere, to work, to the grocery store, to the nightclub, a night out on the town. Why would you need a car? It's just going to get constantly vandalized and broken into. That's like me. If I lived in San Francisco, which I do live in the Bay Area, but not San Francisco. If I did, I probably wouldn't have a car because the car would always be vandalized. If I did have a car, I'd probably leave it in a relative's garage or something and just rent out a space just to park it, just to keep it from getting the windows busted out every week. Because there's a lot of bums and crackheads that frequent around most areas, at least in the downtown areas of San Francisco. So a lot of times you'll come back to a vandalized car, or sometimes no car at all. They'll just take the whole damn car. So that's pretty much how that goes. But yeah, so a lot of guys don't have a paid off house, a paid off car, and makes $200,000-300,000 a year. It's almost impossible.
The real issue. Most of these women aren't bringing much to the table themselves. Many of them earn around 3,000 yuan per month.
So in America, oh man, now see, in America, it'll be 3,000 US dollars. But 3,000 yuan, I believe, is slightly less than 1,000 US dollars. That's only like $700 or $800 a month. Hell nah, that's poverty.
Look average, and yet expect to land a high-income man with property and a car. The truth is, in Wuhan, men who meet these criteria are extremely rare. But somehow, nearly every woman coming to matchmaking insists on holding out for one. And that's exactly why so many of them remain single.
很多人啊，对相亲其实有一个很大的误解。
Many women have a huge misunderstanding about blind dating. They think, since I'm already resorting to matchmaking, it's clear I'm just looking for a... The longer you wait, the fewer choices you'll have. And the truth is, the options won't get better, they'll only get...
1989, which means I'm 36 this year. Just 4 years away from 40. Over the past few years, I've been feeling a lot of personal pressure, especially when it comes to my parents. Sometimes I even find it hard to focus at work because of it. Honestly, I think I look decent.
Yeah, I think you do too. Now, this is what a wife is supposed to look like. Because, see, some guys are also delusional too, especially in the looks department. They be wanting their wives to look like the women that they see at the nightclubs and shit. I'm like, it's like, now, if your wife really looked like a woman like that, you ain't gonna be the only dude, which a lot of you guys aren't anyway. And like I said, this is what a wife looks like. She looks okay to me. I'll take her in. Not a lot of makeup. Natural. There's nothing wrong with her at all, looks wise. I don't know about mental.
I'm 1.72 meters, 5 feet 8 inches, tall, have a bachelor's degree.
Ooh, 5'8". That's my type. I'm barely 6 feet tall, so that's perfect for me.
And my income is okay, not great, but not bad either. My overall situation is pretty average. But finding the right partner, that has been really tough. Looking back, I regret not settling down sooner.
Uh-oh.
Back in my 20s, I had suitors, some with good qualities. But at the time, I was young and confident, thinking I could always find someone even better. Not to mention my relatives, aunts, uncles, and family friends were all enthusiastic matchmakers, constantly introducing me to potential partners. Now looking back, I can't help but feel regret. If I had married in my 20s, my child would already be in school by now.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this short clip. This is a quick one. I got more to come. More straight out the pot. This is Kai LaVale. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And I'm out. Peace.